welcome to the Malt shop. Today I have an artist haul video for you. This is my 2016 haul, so this is everything I've accumulated over the last 2 months. Let's have a look at what I got. So to start off, I have my new mechanical pencil. This is a Pilot Color Eno, and it's in bright pink. This is something I've noticed a lot of YouTubers doing, is doing their line art in colored pencil as opposed to just the regular graphite, and it gives a really neat effect when it's colored. So I got the pencil, and then I got some extra leads. Next up, I have my Derwent Pencil extenders, and this is for use with my pencil crayons. And this is something I thought I really needed because I've got some really short, stubby ones, and this really helps. Something I did notice with these, even though they are Derwent, when I take one of the Derwent pencils, they do fit. They do fit, but it is a tight fit. So this is something to note if you're getting the Derwent extender, that the Derwent pencils fit, but only just. And then the second Derwent extender, the black one, these don't fit at all, but the Prismacolors fit quite nicely. Next up, I've got my colourless blenders. So these are the Prismacolor brand, and I have 4 of them here, and I haven't used these ones, but I've had them in the past, and they work really well with your colored pencils. Next up, I have the Prismacolor Colourless Blender in the marker form, and I've got 2 of them. These come with a brush nib, as well as the bullet nib. Next, I've got my Winsor Newton watercolor markers, and these are really beautiful, and I haven't really had much of a chance to use them yet. So these come with the ultrafine bullet nib, as well as the brush nib. And I got them in orange and a yellow. Oops. Next I have my Winsor Newton pigment markers, and I got these in 2 shades of blue. And these come with a chisel nib and a bullet nib. I'm excited to use these ones. Next up I have my microns, and this is something I have quite a few of, but these ones I got are the much larger set. So I have the size 3 in a chisel nib, and I got 2 of those. I have the size 2, again in the chisel nib, slightly smaller. The size 1, which comes with a bullet nib, and then the 0.5. which again is getting quite small again. I just wanted something that would give me a thicker, chunky line, give me some line variation. Next up, I have my Luminance pencil, and you'll note I say pencil because I only got 1. I got this at Art Noise in Kingston, and I wanted to get a lot more, but they are $6 a pencil. So I opted to just get 1. And the reason I really wanted this one is because I've watched Lockery's review on polychromos versus the Luminance pencils, and one thing I noted that she said is that the white was much better in the Luminance brand as opposed to the polychromos brand, so on her recommendations I've got this one. Next up I've got my coloursofts. These are by Derwent. I got these at Curry's, and I bought them open stock because it was cheaper to buy them open stock than in the kits, and I got them in an assortment of colors. See them there. Next, I have my Stabilo 12 chalk pencils. This is something I looked for a long time. I really wanted to do more with chalk pastels, and I like the idea of the pencil form, but just no one was carrying them. I think I eventually found these at Curry's. I'm excited to give them a go. Next up, I have my Prismacolors. This has been my big buy recently. So I got the 72 set, and I've already been into these, so they're not in the right order anymore. But I got these at Curry's, and these are just beautiful. I absolutely love them. They come in 3 tiers. And they're just wonderful. I had the Prismacolor Scholars before this, and they worked really well. But there's a big jump up in difference when you go from the Scholars to the Premiers, and I've absolutely loved them so far. Next up, I kind of found these ones by accident. So I was in HomeSense, and I had just seen a review on Spectrum Noirs. I didn't even know they had an arts and crafts section, but I kind of wandered around and I found it, and they were sitting right there, and they were quite a bit cheaper than the regular Spectrum Noirs I've seen, they usually go at about $2 a marker, and they're always sold in the kits. So either the 24s or the 6s, so these are usually $12, and I got them for $8.99. They come with the bullet nib and the chisel nib. These are alcohol-based markers similar to Copics. And I got them in the pinks, the reds, purples, and then a set of pastels. Next up, I'm excited about these. I got these at Art Noise as well in Kingston, and this is linoleum. And what you do with this is that you carve your image into the linoleum, and then you take it and brush it with ink, and then you stamp it. So basically you make your own stamp. I've seen people work with these when I was in art school. There was a couple in my class who had done images with linoleum, but I'd never tried it myself, so I got the carving tools. And I've got 3 practice little pieces and then one that's mounted on a block. I'm excited to give that a try. Next up, I have a box. I love fancy boxes and I have them all over my studio. I just love them for storage. And this one I actually got when I was buying a gift for someone else. I wanted a fancy box to put it in, and they were at Michael's and they were having a buy one get one free deal, so I got one for myself. There's nothing in it at the moment, but I've been storing my watercolor pencils in here. Next up, I have another box. My love of boxes. This one I got at HomeSense, and it's compartmentalized inside, and what I thought I would put in here are my brushes and my nibs for my inking pens. And at $5, you can't really go wrong. Next, I've got my coloring books. These are new to me. My sister-in-law came home around Christmas time with one of these and was coloring away, and it looked like a lot of fun. And then my sister got me this one, Tropical World by Millie Marotta. And then I went out and bought the other Millie Marotta, Animal Kingdom, and I've really enjoyed coloring along with these. And I got a couple new ones. Mystical Menagerie. This one doesn't have a specific artist. It's more an accumulation of many artists. And the same with the Meditative Designs. It's many artists contributed to this book. And then I've got this one, which I'm very excited about. This is by Johanna Basford. It's Lost Ocean. And she, as far as I know, seemed to be the one to kind of start off this coloring book craze that's so popular nowadays. And I believe this is the 3rd book of hers. She's got 3 out at the moment, with a 4th set to come out this year. And last but not least, I've got some new Bristol. And this is just regular smooth Bristol paper that I love to use with my colored pencils, with markers. I just find it really useful, and I was almost out, so I stocked up on some more. So I'll leave links to all the art shops I mentioned in the description below, and thanks for watching.